What's up guys, and welcome to a new video. Many people have no idea how to go about solving a problem because they don't know how to think about it, right? They might stress out, they might try random things, but they won't actually think through the problem and then solve it. That's exactly what I'm going to be going over today, specifically for e-commerce brands. The first issue at hand is that people have no idea how to identify a problem. Okay, they know something isn't working because they're not getting the output they're looking for. Yet at the same time, they have no idea why they're not getting that output. Okay, so the way we want to start looking at things is in the way of something in and then something out. All right. Now, in between those things, there are certain steps. Okay, so we look at it as a pipeline, right, or a pipe. So you got in and out, right, and it just flows that way. So in terms of e-commerce, it's very clear what the input and the output is. So output is obviously going to be revenue, right, or profits, depending on what you want to calculate. And the input, is basically the traffic. Are people seeing the brand? That's mainly the first step. Okay, now, of course, the input can go further back as to the actions you're taking for the brand, right? But we're going to keep it specifically for growth of an e-commerce brand. Okay. Now, if we look at it this way, we can split it up into three parts. Okay, we have attraction. So attraction, sales or conversions, and then retention. Okay, and the truth of the matter is that sales can kind of go past retention because retention comes after sales, right? Because someone buys and then you want to retain them into being a repeat customer. Now, within each of these sections of the pipe, there's other pipelines, right? So for example, pipeline number one is attraction. So one of those pipelines can be ads, right? And another one can be influencer marketing, right? So that's how you want to start looking at this, right? There's a pipeline. And if there's a problem, you identify, okay, which section of the pipeline is it coming from? Where is the bottleneck? That's what you want to ask. Because if we have traffic and things are flowing, but then we're not getting sales, then there's something here that's blocking the traffic from flowing all the way to the sales, right? So then here on part two, we have, let me erase this, right? Part two, or section two, we have conversions. So conversions has multiple steps, right? And number one is, of course, the website, right? Because here we have homepage, product page, add to cart. If they add to cart and they go to checkout, then pretty much gonna buy. Well, most of the time, right? There's always gonna be a drop of people that don't end up buying. But hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say here, okay? So how do you actually go about solving a problem when you identify the bottleneck? Okay, so step one is done. We know how to identify a problem. Now, step two is solving the problem, right? So how do you actually solve a problem? So let's say we're having a problem with sales, right? We're not getting sales for some reason. And we need to figure out why that's happening. Okay, so we do the check. We check first the traffic. Are we getting traffic through to the website? So if the answer is yes, we can delete this actually. And the water is flowing, right? We're getting traffic through to the website. Now, the next question is, are people buying after they get to the website? So the answer obviously is no. So we need to understand, okay, why are not people buying? Okay, now we identified where in the main pipeline the issue is. So now we go into the secondary pipeline, which is in this case the website, right? I just want to keep it simple here. So the website has multiple sections, right? You got the product page, the home page, the add to cart, right? Checkout. So let's say we have home here, product page, add to cart, initiate checkout, and then purchase. Okay, so the traffic is coming in, the flow is working. Let's say people do get to the product page, but then they're not adding to the cart. Okay, So now we understand, okay, this is where the problem lies. The add to cart, like people are not adding to cart, so we need to ask ourselves, okay, what are the possible reasons why people are not adding to their cart? Okay, so now we start hypothesizing, right? We start getting ideas that could lead to this result. So number one, let's say it could be, number one, it's too expensive, let's say, right? So people don't add to cart because they look at the product and say, okay, I'm not really interested, I don't want to pay that much. Now, if it's too expensive for people, it means there's no value. All right? So you need to improve or increase the perceived value of the product that you're selling so that people will see the price and say, okay, yeah, I'm willing to trade that amount of money for the product. Okay? Number two, let's say they don't think the product can help. Right? And then number three, the product page is bad. Okay? So now you have three hypotheses that you need to prove or disprove. Okay, obviously you want to disprove all of them so that you don't have the problem, but clearly the problem is there because the numbers show it, right? People, for some reason, you're not getting sales after people, see the actual product page. Okay? So you need to ask yourself, okay, which one of these is more likely to happen? And you test that one first. Now, I think number three is the one that's most likely, okay? So we need to basically start testing different product pages, okay? And actually, since we're here, I want to mention that I do have a template for product pages, okay? So if you want access to it, just send me a message either on Instagram, like I'll add my link on the description, or Facebook, and I'll just send it right over to you, okay? Just send me a message and say, hey, I saw you on YouTube. Can I get the template, right? Or something like that. All right, now we have the product page, right? We know that product page is possibly the issue, so we need to test out new product pages, okay? So we go ahead and create another variant of the product page, and we A/B test it, okay? So we let it run for probably a week, depending on how much you're spending. If you're spending like $1,000 a day, it'll take you probably a day or two to know exactly what's working best. If you're spending $100 a day, it might take you 3 to 4 days, maybe even a week, just to have enough traffic to be able to actually make a true decision. Okay, so you have two variations, and then you test it out, you see which one is better, and whatever the winner is, you keep. If it's the same one as before, right, then this one didn't work, right? And you can either move on to a new hypothesis, right, or test a different variant. Okay, but if variant A, which is the original one, is the winner, I wouldn't necessarily continue to test different things just to prove it wrong, right? I mean, obviously you want to improve the product page continuously, right? Because it's never perfect. But, if you're trying to figure out what the problem is and solve the problem, then I would move on to the next hypothesis, right? So let's say after we figure out that this isn't working, we go to these two. So the next one I'd say is most likely is the value objection, right? So you need to figure out a way to increase the perceived value. It can be by increasing the trust. It could be by adding a free product to the purchase, right? Things like that. Think of offers that you could use to increase the value, okay? And basically you just want to test out new offers and figure out what's gonna basically get you that sale, okay? Now go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button down below if you enjoyed this video. I will be posting one of these videos every single week for you guys to take some value home. All right. And if you have any questions at all about this, about other things related to e-commerce, just send me a DM on Instagram, on Facebook, or anywhere you find me, and I'll be sure to help you out. Okay. So have a great day, and we'll speak soon. Bye.